30 crore rupees skimmed off Indian credit card holders, a $200 million international credit card scam unearthed. If you've been reading the papers, you would have come across these headlines in the past few days. Global detective agencies scrambling to deal with what's potentially one of the biggest scams that has come to the fore, with links to India also being reported. Is credit card fraud then on the rise? Are consumers at the threat of being skimmed when they make purchases? Are banks doing enough to prevent these frauds? And will the credit card industry take a hit because of these negative headlines? Those are some of the issues that we'll be discussing tonight on We Mean Business. Welcome to the program, and let's begin by introducing our guests. Mr. Pallav Mahapatra, the CEO of SBI Cards, joins in from our New Delhi studios. We'll be also joined later by Mr. Shivrama Krishnan, the Executive Director at PricewaterhouseCoopers, also joining in from our New Delhi studios. Joining us here in our Mumbai studios, Mr. Sanjay Sharma, the MD and CEO of IDBI Intech, Prashant Mali, he's a cyber law expert, Anand Naik, Managing Director, India and SARC at Symantec, and Anand Fadia, who's an ethical hacker, joins in on a link also from Mumbai. I want to begin, in fact, with Mr. Mahapatra. Sir, the headlines in the past few weeks sort of seem to suggest that credit card fraud really is on the rise in India, and it's gained alarming proportions. Papers saying that Mumbai alone gets 150 cases every day, though they're not reported under the category of credit card fraud. What's the sense you're getting?
We are also receiving the escalations from our customers regarding some fraud cases, but so far we have not seen a very huge impact on our books. But there are fraud cases which have been escalated, and most of these cases which we come across are basically taking place on transactions done outside India, on the merchants outside India. So though we have a very sound platform, and we keep on advising our customers to how to safeguard their cards from the fraud. Number one, we always share with the customer through our advisories in the statement of account, through SMS, and also on our website that never share your password, never share your PIN, never share your CVV number, and never part with the plastic. But
right.
The question is that, yeah. But
right. In fact, sir, we'll come to some of the tips and precautions that people need to take while they're using credit cards. But I also believe that the Mumbai police had called a meeting with bank officials and cyber experts to discuss the problem, as they fear that the proportion of fraud is actually rising. Would you give us more details on that?
Regarding this particular Mumbai police doing that investigation, so far I have not got any information from Mumbai police where I have to go or my team has to go. But if any agency or any forum, they invite me or invite my team to come there, so I am very open to that, because this is not the case of only SBI cards. This is the case of basically the confidence of the customers. If they lose the confidence in spending on the credit card, this will have a huge impact not only on the business, but also basically the alternate channel mode and the electronic mode which we are providing, or the economy is providing to the customers to do their transactions. Right. So wherever it is required, I am very, very open to go there and discuss the matter, and I can share my experience as to how we all can together stop this, or at least control this.
Prashant Mali, you're a cybercrime expert. Why are these crimes on the rise? The general perception is that when technology actually advances and becomes more sophisticated, cybercrime rates should actually be going down.
Right. So, see, when we look at our credit card industry, the basic cards what we are implementing here is a magnetic strip card. And we look at Europe or US, then they already have chip and PIN cards. There are certain banks who really care for their customers, have already implemented what is called as chip and PIN cards. These magnetic strip cards are very easy to duplicate it. The cloner, you get it, the cloning machine, you get it for 600 rupees in any small markets, Chinese markets. And these empty cards, you get it for 90 paisa. So with 90 paisa, you can actually defraud a person for crores of rupees. That simple a technology is. As of now, with Indian banking cards, we should really. And then second mechanism is we always give our cards to somebody, and we don't have any PIN entry mechanism on our major cards. So we just give a card and we trust the person swipes in the right machine, and he doesn't swipe in any cloning machine. So these are assumptions we are based on. What RBI needs to be doing is to coming out with certain rules, regulations, and stringent laws which will actually be favoring the consumer and not only favoring banks for their technology aspects.
Right. Sanjay Sharma, do banks need to be more vigilant than they are, and is that currently missing? Are the risk controls in the country and in the banking system as a whole enough to prevent credit card fraud?
I think the systems are in place, and I'll sort of mention here that the regulator has sort of put in a lot of controls and checks in the system. And banks have really put technology in place, and there are few incidences which have taken in recent past. That doesn't mean that the things are really worse. For example, I'll just share my example. I went to Sri Lanka some time back and came back, and then my card was schemed there. But the moment there was a fraudulent transaction being done there, I got an alert message from my bank that there is a transaction there. Should we stop it? So the systems are in place. The challenge here currently is that the cards not present, that scenario where the sites are there in other countries, like US and other countries, where the transaction password is not mandatory. In India, RBI has already mandated banks and the shopping sites to ask for additional authorization, which is there only in Indian sites. So that's the additional password which is there. So the banks have taken adequate measures to sort of stop the frauds, and there are OTP and other systems are in place. These are, as I mentioned, these are frauds majorly originating from the other countries, and it's not a general trend which is there. Look at we have huge network of ATMs. We have almost 1 lakh ATMs and 7 lakh POS terminals. But if you really look at the sort of number of issues which have come up, they are very minuscule, and that too in the card not present scenario. So I think checks are there. Yeah.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.